Hi, this is Tom Barrett, and this is a tutorial on tm.biz reserving usernames. To set some context before we jump into this, back in the Power Tool tutorial, we saw Hershey's trademark Good and Plenty had been taken by several users on various social networks. For example, there was an individual on Facebook. Here's Robert Green on Facebook, for example. On Twitter, there's yet another individual. And so in order to recover these usernames on these three different individuals, I'll show you one more. Live Journal, for example, is yet another individual using the Hershey trademark. To recover any one of these names is going to cost Hershey several $1,000s at a minimum to recover it, and the chances of recovering it is probably 50-50. So what we also learned using the bulk search report is that Hershey still has trademarks still available as usernames on the leading social networks. And so the tool points to the fact they should reserve these names while they still can. So using the tool, you have two choices. You can hire tm.biz to reserve these names for you, or you can do them yourself. Why don't we try doing it ourselves using the one-by-one method? Because I think it points to one of the challenges that trademark owners face, especially when they're trying to protect multiple trademarks on each network. So for Almond Joy, for example, Facebook is available. So why don't we go reserve that? I'm going to use Almond Joy as the name. And so I'm typing in Almond as the first name, Joy as the second. And I'm going to use my email address, tombarrett@encirca.com. They want to know a username, a password, my birth date, my sex. And so it's fairly straightforward to fill all this out. And I'll go ahead and sign up. And I get a message, there is an existing account already associated with this email. Well, duh, it's my Encirca Facebook account. So that means if I want to reserve additional Facebook accounts, I need unique email addresses. Certainly that's something any large corporation could manage. They could have different people provide different email addresses, or they can go to their IT department and have their IT department create different email addresses. But it's not something that's going to happen today. Why don't we look at another network for Almond Joy? The number 3 network is Meme. And Meme is actually owned by Yahoo, and they want to know if I'm a Yahoo user or not. So we'll say no, I want to create a new Yahoo account. As you can see, in this particular case, they require me again to enter in additional information. For some reason, it's not defaulting to United States version. It's defaulting to the Philippines. And so I can change that, and we'll create yet another email address in order to reserve Almond Joy on the Meme social network. And this is a process you'll have to continue to repeat on all these various social networks. So your other option is the tm.biz reserve service. Now it may make sense in some cases for you to manually reserve usernames on social networks, but it doesn't make sense if you're trying to protect your trademark across hundreds of social networks, or if you have dozens of trademarks you're trying to protect for one client. So why don't we go ahead and submit a reserve order for Almond Joy. We'll log into our dashboard again, go to the Save Searches that we saw before, and we'll go ahead and select the Reserve button for Almond Joy. We have first a simple page to fill out. We're going to register Almond Joy without the spaces, since spaces are not allowed in usernames, in all available social networks. You also have the option of providing a secondary username for those social networks where Almond Joy is already taken or is somehow not available. So for example, we'll go ahead and put in Almond Joy Online just as an alternate username. And then you need to create a brand profile for Almond Joy. Now you only need to do this once, and it gets reused for every social network that you're going to reserve this trademark on. And every time you create a brand profile, we're actually going to create that unique email address for you. So that if you come back in and you want to do Cadbury or Mounds, each one of those will get their own unique email address. Most of this information is optional, and that's actually deliberate, since many clients prefer to remain anonymous on these social networks. But we've created a brand profile now for Almond Joy, and we'll use that for every network that we create this username for. You have a choice of 4 packages here. They're all flat rate. We'll reserve all the available, the top 50, 100, 250, or 500. And all you need to do is add this to the cart, complete the checkout, and we'll start the process. The turnaround time for completing a TM.biz reserve service varies from a day to 3 weeks depending on which package you ordered. So the top 500 package, for example, could take up to 3 weeks. You can actually monitor progress of the order by logging into your dashboard at any time and seeing a status report. But when it is completed, you'll get a final report showing you all the social networks that have been reserved for your particular trademark, with live links to those public profiles, and also all the networks that we were unable to reserve because of problems with the network or some other particular restrictions. So to wrap up the reserve tutorial, in some cases you may decide to reserve only the top 50 or top 100 social networks for your trademark. In that case, we recommend that you subscribe to our annual watch subscription so that you'll be notified if someone else reserves a username on those other networks for your trademark. Our watch service will be addressed in another tutorial.